The purpose of the bill here, though, is to establish Alpine Resorts Victoria. It's another entity, and it's going to be responsible now for managing the 6 Alpine resorts. Now, at the same time as it creates Alpine Resorts Victoria, it's going to abolish the 4 existing resort management boards, as well as the Alpine Resorts Coordinating Council, the ARCC.
With the last 2 years of COVID, it's just been so sad. Ski resorts all over the world have had the same issue. But I think the reform that the government is putting before the House is really a model that is going to assist our resorts to go forward into the future and to realise that dream that we've wanted to have used the year-round our beautiful high country.
Victorians' Alpine resorts contribute $1.1 billion to the economy each year, attracting more than 1 million visitors and sustaining around about 10,000 jobs when the season's on, which is why I've still got many concerns about the new and improved model by the government for Melbourne.
That sensitive alpine environment, of course, the Labor government, successive Labor governments have taken action to protect that unique environment, and stopping alpine grazing, I think, is something that I'm particularly passionate about.
Unfortunately, this piece of legislation, or this bill that's been introduced in here, is significantly light on detail. From the feedback that I get from all corners from around the state and other ski resorts, is that it's been significantly light on detail.
The Minister will also be required to appoint people who have, amongst a range of skills, also cultural knowledge of Indigenous practices and cultures centred around the alpine environments, which I think is outstanding.
The requirement is that you have to have purchased a paid permit to stay in the resort for any length of time. Now, surely in this day and age when we're encouraging drivers to stop every 2 hours and take a decent break, we should be allowing for a driver or a family to stop over in these resort areas for 30 minutes, an hour, even longer.
The CSIRO did some modelling on the impact of climate change on the Victorian ski season, and it predicted it could become up to 55 days shorter under a low-risk model and up to 80 days shorter under a worst-case scenario. And given that the ski season is typically 112 days long, this would obviously have a massive impact on the alpine resorts.
I hope this Alpine Resorts Amendment Bill does take heed from what we're seeing on the Great Ocean Road and what we have seen in South West Coast with Nelson, that these towns rely on businesses doing it their bit, and if they have got so much trouble working with government that they walk away, that's not good for Victorian businesses, that's not good for tourism.
We've got 6 Alpine Resort Management Committees that in so many ways have been attempting to do the same thing.
My issues, I guess, are in the way that this government will implement these particular proposals, as the implementation is probably more important than the policy proposal itself. So we'll wait and see how that goes, but in principle, I think that the structure proposed by the Minister is a sound one.
Each of the local resort boards do a fantastic job of managing a lot of the issues and challenges that have faced them over the past couple of years, but ultimately they're really limited to their own little patch in the mountains.
The people in our alpine communities can quite rightly feel concerned that they will lose local control, they will lose local input, and their concerns about the area that they love so much, that is so important to them, that drives those local economies, can be completely left out as they go along.
Overall, the combination of ARV's principles and area of expertise will go a long way to protecting and enhancing the Alpine region for many years to come and to bounce back from this really difficult period of time.
It goes without saying that, people who own businesses in these areas, they do it tough, whether it's fires, whether it's COVID, it's been quite tough for them. And I think what this legislation brings to them is a coordination and a better regulated response.
Our First Nations people in managing and advising and protecting and being the stewards of a land that is ancient, that they have been the custodians of for tens of thousands of years, and that language is embedded into this bill, I think is deeply important